Hey everyone, Greg Cazillo from Cazillo.com. I am here at Hahnemühle USA with Travis, who's from tech support and marketing. He's going to tell us all about the Hahnemühle papers, why you should be considering their papers for your inkjet printing and other stuff besides inkjet. So I guess my first question, Travis, is besides inkjet and printing, which is probably the most popular sector, what else can people do with your papers?
Well, we have, besides the digital fine art papers that we have that we pioneered in the late 90s, we also have traditional fine art, which we've been doing since 1584. So
Wow.
it's been around for a couple
A
years
little
now.
bit of experience.
Yeah, exactly. So we, right now in the U.S., we've brought in some sketchbooks and journals
Okay.
and things like that so people can draw on them and take notes and basically start with their traditional art and painting and things like that. It's really good that we finally brought it in. It's been in Europe, again, since 1584,
Yeah.
and it's finally making its way over to the U.S., and people are really liking it.
All right, so basically, if someone wants to put oils down, if they want to put any kind of an artist or any kind of an ink or drawing, anything like that, you have a paper to support that need.
Yes,
Very good.
definitely.
Very good. And then obviously inkjet printing also, and you support all different inkjet companies, any pretty much any inkjet printer.
Anything that's a pigment or dye-based inkjet, the solvent-based inkjets, they will not work on the fine art papers. Not ours, it's anybody's,
Okay.
because the solvents just react with the papers poorly and cause it to yellow over time. And that's a solvent thing, not a paper thing.
Okay.
But all pigment and dyes, Canon, Epson, HP, all of them work just great.
Okay. How does someone choose a paper when they're ready to print, they're ready to take that step, they've picked up a new Epson printer or a new Canon printer? How do they choose which paper it is that they should be printing on?
It's probably the hardest thing that you could have asked me.
Well, I thought I'd try.
Yeah, for me, to pick a paper, it's based on the image.
Okay.
So I take a look at the image and do I want a textured paper for this? Do I want it glossy? Will the gloss bring out certain areas or the texture add depth to a certain type of image? Do I want it a nice matte, bright cotton sheet?
Okay.
How do I want it to feel also? Unfortunately, the best way to do it is to test, which is great because we do have sample packs with a couple different 2 sheets of each of our grades in there, so I can test out every time I want to see what the image is going to look like on each sheet. I usually will pick maybe 3 papers and go from there. I'll do a little test on 3 papers, go from there, and then I'll know. It is tough. Usually at this point I know kind of where I'm going, but I never know exactly until I actually get it down on the paper itself.
Okay. So, how do you develop the new products? Obviously, you said 1594. That's a heck of a long time to be in business. How do you stay ahead, and how are you still the leader in paper production, especially for inkjet?
We talk to our customers. That's the best way to say it. We talk to them and find out what they want, how we're doing with them. You know, if they want us to change things, we'll change with them. And the customers are really the ones that know where the market is going with that. And we talk to them very closely, and we develop based on our customers' needs.
Do you have let's say, what's your newest product this year? Something new for this year?
Our newest product is probably our Photo Silk Barita 310
Do you have a
GSM.
sample of it here? In one of
We
these?
do, right here. It is our newest photo paper. It won the TIPO award this year for
Okay.
best inkjet photo paper.
Okay.
It's a glossy Barita paper, very smooth though, with a natural white.
What's Beretta?
Barita is barium sulfate. It is the closest thing you can get to a traditional photo paper.
Okay.
Without it actually being a traditional photo paper.
Okay.
It's added for whiteness, softness, things like that.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the archival qualities of a Hahnemühle paper.
All of our fine art papers are museum quality archival. As far as longevity goes, they will, with proper storage, of course. I always have to say that because people
Always.
put it in the sun and be like, oh, it didn't last a couple hundred years in the sun.
Yeah.
But with proper storage, dark album storage like this, for example, we're rated at 200 plus years. And most of our fine art papers are 100 plus years. There are some that are a little less, and that's for regular museum glass
Okay.
placement.
Say someone wanted to frame a photograph. that it's gonna be in a bright area, in their home or in a studio, that kind of thing. Is there anything they can do to put in like certain kind of glass? What can they do for it to make that last longer?
Museum glass, or archival glass, UV glass. It's called all those things, but it's all the same thing when it comes down to it.
Okay.
It basically blocks the UV from getting through it. Like your sunglasses are UV protectant sunglasses, same concept. It just protects from the UV rays, and that stops the ink from fading over time.
Okay.
As far as that goes, it's really the ink that's going to fade over time more than the paper itself.
Okay.
But the inks are very, very good nowadays. But eventually, everything fades under sun. So,
Okay. Is Bigfoot real or fake?
real
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
chocolate,
Favorite season?
summer.
Summer. You said you're from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you watch NCIS?
No.
Somebody else that doesn't watch NCIS. Really odd one. Do you squeeze a tube of toothpaste or do you roll it?
Squeeze.
Funny, the face that he gave me when he said that. Early bird or night owl?
Both.
Okay. Interesting. Do you guys have like what's the word I'm always looking for, Kathy? A pet in the office or a mascot in the office?
No, unfortunately, we don't. We do have our rooster, though.
That's the rooster? Very nice. And, okay. There's the 1584. Now I realize what the 1584 means in that logo. That's awesome.
No.
The rooster doesn't have a name.
No.
We got to figure out a name for the rooster. We're gonna have to give him a name sometime. What kind of camera do you own?
I don't.
Not a photographer.
No.
You're just more of a tech person.
Well, I grew up in the digital age.
Okay.
Now that I grew up right at the time where everybody decided to let's do everything digital, and now cameras themselves are making a comeback. Except I just missed that area of the camera thing. So I can take a file, any type of file, and make it look however you want to, digitally. I'm a digital art person.
Okay. Worst thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, hamburger in Mexico.
A hamburger in Mexico. Interesting. I guess you didn't drink the water when you were there either.
No.
One more really good one. What superhero would you be?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. So you have the suit, you have all the tools. That would be pretty awesome.
Well, besides that, I'd also be a billionaire as well.
That also helps. That helps. Well, thank you very much, Travis, for being on. Really appreciate it. We learned a lot about Hahnemühle papers.
Thank you.
Thanks. Keep shooting, guys. See ya.